like a roaring fight, quick during dreams under stadium lights, sweat and fire, hearts ignite. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch we play. Highlights, wild scores collide, it's the ride live tonight. Plays drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate, rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pounding, can't wait. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch we play. Highlights, wild scores collide, it's the ride of your life tonight. Plays drawn, bold on the chalkboard slate, rivals clash, it's a heavyweight fate. Every second pounding, can't wait. Evening sports buffet, with the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we play. With the Ginch we play. With the sports buffet.
Hello, everybody. What's going on here? Ryan F. with Polk County Entertainment. Welcome to the DAYTONA Party. Syracuse is my Crystal Lounge. Here in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Welcome. I'm with me. Actually, from the race to find out. Found out as I walk because they're standing in the forecast. So it looks like they're expecting rain. Right now they're pretty much back. The rain. And now they're still on pit road. Next to Ginch Quartet there. But welcome. Again, Polk County Entertainment here. Really sports buffet with the Ginch Daytona 500 watch party. Live from Goose's Monte Cristo Lamb Tobacconist. They are going through the bullshit pre-race festivities. Still waiting for them to give the command for gentlemen's start your engines. Looks like it's good weather down there right now. Looks like it's sunny. Again, they bumped up the race by an hour. But right now, 2 o'clock, almost here on the East Coast. But that will be 11 o'clock West Coast time, by the way. Right now, they're just going through some pre-race stuff. If you want to know, Kyle Busch got the pole on Wednesday during Daytona 500 qualifying. And Chase Briscoe was on the outside of the front row. What am I expecting from this year's race? This is a handling racetrack, not like Talladega. Talladega is wide. You can run 4, almost 5 wide there. Here, if you go 3 wide, you're chancing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just cars going around in a circle. There's a lot more that goes into this. The preparation of the cars, the crew chiefs, pitch strategy, the whole 9 yards. So who do I think is going to win this race? I think Denny Hamlin lost out on the championship in November for some odd reason. Again, he always runs well here. I believe Denny Hamlin will wind up winning this race. I think Logano and Blaney flip-flop and will finish 2nd and 3rd. I think maybe Chase Elliott finishes 4th. And then in 5th place, I think Austin Cindric will probably finish 5th. William Byron's going for a 3-peat here. He's won the last 2 Daytona 500s. When you win that many times and you're back-to-back Daytona 500 champion, what's probably going to happen for the most part is people are not going to want to work with him a lot in the draft. And basically on a super speedway, the draft is car in front of you, punches a hole in the air. The guys running behind them, they're drafting off that air. They don't have to run full throttle. They can let out the gas and just let the draft pull. So, but again, welcome here to the Daytona 500 watch party here on the Polk County Entertainment Network at Goose's Monte Cristo Lounge at the Tobacconist. Come on down if you're local here in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Stop on any Goose's, BYOB. Bring your own beverage. 15% off all cigars while I'm doing the watch party. And kick back, have a cigar, and enjoy the race. Drivers are in the vehicles, topping off on the refreshments. We are just waiting for the command Gentlemen, start your engine. That's what we're waiting for. Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell, honorary police car driver. Little pre-race shit. Just I can't stand it. Just go racing for the love of Christ. And Kurt Busch is back.
Your sisters, you know, took racing very seriously. It's going to be fun.
Awesome to see you here. Great time with it.
Take a good break. Thank you, Jamie. It is.
18 to 30 mile an hour winds. It is coming out of the north-south, which means they will be driving into the wind on the backstretch, which will slow the cars down. But on the front stretch in the turns, they will be going with the wind. Again, 33 degrees of banking here at Daytona. That's why they're able to go the speeds they do. On the backstretch, they're going to be heading into the wind, which will slow them down. And we are getting ready for the command. And there's the official command. And so we are getting ready, probably another 10 minutes before they actually start the race. So questions, comments, criticism, all you're welcome in the comment section. Whether you're watching on X, YouTube, Facebook, it should pop up in my comment section over here. Tell me what you think. If you're a NASCAR fan, if you are the NASCAR fan and you're watching it, tell me who you think is going to win the race and why. What do you think the strategy is going to be? Obviously, the manufacturers will stick together. Teammates will stick together. The last 10 laps, that will all go out the window. So. Commercial times.
There's June.
We're just in commercials. If I want to go down, if you want to know, let me go down the lineup, the starting grid, which doesn't mean anything at these tracks. It means nothing. Starting in 41st, Chris Buescher. So he might probably had a either probably an engine change or something happened where he had to go to the real field. Justin Allgaier's 40th, William Byron 39th, BJ McLeod 38th, Ross Chastain 37th, Austin Simbick 36th, AJ Allmendinger, 35th. Ty Dillon is starting 34th. Cody Ware, 33rd. Connor Zilic, 32nd. Jimmy Johnson, 31st. Zane Smith, 30th. Corey Heim, 29th. Riley Herbst, 28th. Bubba Wallace, 27th. Tyler Reddick starting in the 26th spot. Noah Gregson, 25th. Eric Jones, 24th. Cole Custer, 23rd. Denny Hamlin is starting in the 22nd spot. Alex Bowman, 21st. Ty Gibbs, 20th. Ryan Freese, 19th. Todd Gilliland, 18th. Casey Mears, 17th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 16th. Daniel Sladez, 15th. Josh Berry, 14th. Shane Van Gisbergen, 13th. Christopher Bell, 12th. John Hunter Nemechek, 11th. Michael McDowell kicks off your starting top 10. Brad Keselowski's 9th. Kyle Larson, 8th. Austin Dillon, 7th. Carson Hocevar is starting 6th. Ryan Blaney, 5th. Chase Elliott, 4th. Joey Logano, 3rd. Chase Briscoe, 2nd. And Kyle Babushka is starting on the pole.
Today. I think that's going to affect the track today. I think one's going to go to the good area. I think the heater today, down the racetrack, and then positive later today, here with the water. I think get the car to practice. I thought like those positive race for the real good lead to move the ball. So,
A little bit of a glitch in the system here. The internet is trying to catch up. I'm going to say they are coming down probably to the one to go. I don't expect too much action in the first few laps. Some people say that Joey Logano will win this race. Other people say it'll be Ryan Blaney. I'm just going to say watch out for that number 11 car, especially losing out on the championship in November. And he would tie Cale Yarborough and Jeff Gordon as the only 4-time winners of the 500. Well back of Richard Petty, 7. You got to watch out for Michael McDowell. You're going to have to watch out for Keselowski. You're going to have to watch out for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace. These are all drivers that do well on super speedways. And I would expect nothing different today. Based on what happened in yesterday's race, in the O'Reilly's Vision race, which I still call it the NASCAR Busch Series. There were many, many wrecks in there. People were getting stupid aggressive. I think these guys are going to settle in, and I don't think you're going to see too many shenanigans going on early on. I don't know what it is, but within the NASCAR garage, the drivers, it seems like they have the Caterpillar mustache going on. I see Denny Hamlin has it. I see Ryan Blaney has it. I don't know if they cut a deal with a barber, and might be it.
Seven-time champion, 50-year-old Jimmy Johnson back on the fly. He shares the role of the youngest star in the field, Connor Zilch. Row number 17 is going to get a Cody Ware and Ty Dillon. Row number 18, Jay Allmendinger and 2022 Daytona 500 winner, Austin Cindric. Row 19, Florida's Lost Chastain, Jim McLeod, Florida. Row 20, William Bowden. That's 2 Daytona 500s. He is one, along with Justin Allgaier.
It's now been coming for the 68 years. So right over the place, and that's the way place. It's relegated to a backup car. The team feels great about this backup car, and they look at
Also, Suntail back was another kind of backup car. Do not think about it.
Get a line here. Yes, Chastain, Suarez, Busher, and Byram all had to go to backup cars. Yep. There's Mr. McReynolds. Had him on the show about a month ago. Just waiting for the start of the race here. Lights are off on the pace car, and we are about to go racing. Looks like the house is packed. Daytona 500 watch party, early evening sports with the Ginch here on the Cole County Entertainment Network. We are about to kick off the 68th running of the Daytona 500. First one was in 1949. Oh, the lights are back on. Lights are back on. The pace car. They were off. We have at least another lap here before we get racing.
$20,000 which beer on social media. And everyone commenting hashtag which beer, which dash for gas, hashtag sleep sales. With a chance to get free. You ready, Kev?
I'm ready. I know these drivers are too. And it's just really difficult to explain to people just what the anticipation level is leading into this race. You're not in a rhythm. Haven't been racing all year. All the time, all the customers don't happen. You guys have, and this place is absolutely slammed with people. So a lot of pressure.
Another little glitch.
She had two-seat Toyota Camry with looking at her the yellow red star wide receiver in the speed seat. And newly minted NASCAR Hall of Famer Kurt Busch is doing the honors. You know he's going to come for a ride. Well, Kurt, I tell you what, I line up behind him. You trust that guy. You know, you're so right. 2,000 fans in the same field.
And the lights on the pace car are off. So we are going racing in about the next minute here.
Here's quick number for you, 800. It's the 800.
It looks like Bart Simpson was dropping the green flag. Bart Simpson. What the fuck? And here we go. And we're green. Kyle Busch has taken the outside lane to start. It'll take a couple laps for these cars to get up to speed. I think everybody, for the most part, first half of the race will play nice. And now they're headed. The wind is at their back. Wait till they get on the backstretch. When they hit that headwind, it's going to be dicey with the handling on these cars. See, there's some of them that are trying to form a third lane. There it is.
At his state of class, and since the track and NASCAR, Richard Silver's racing everyone. With leaders in the air, smooth, intimidating, 298. It's 1,500.
Doing a tribute to Mr. Dale Earnhardt. Third lap. They are 3 wide. I did not think they would be 3 wide like this early on in the race. But they've got 3 grooves going.
Sticks on the 500. This is got decisions to make already. Him with spotter getting busy. Which lane you didn't go up to protect?
Right now, it looks like teammates are trying to hook up with teammates, but unsuccessful. Right now, your top 10 are Barry, Van Gisbergen, and Bell, Nemechek, Logano, Elliott, Keselowski, Briscoe, and Bush.
Everyone in this 500 has the best average finish in this race. And he proved it again, first night here, had a great finish in the duel.
Nemechek is taking the lead. He was strong. He's been strong all week. So now, only 2 lanes. Some guys have gotten wise, tried 3 wide, didn't work. Oh, we got trouble early. Looks like we got a flat. First caution of the day. Casey Mears was in it.
And you'll get there.
Mr. DJ McLeod. He was in it. Yeah, Clint Boyer just said that something broke in a car, so they're showing the replay. So he had cut a tire. Yeah, the tire. The tire. Yep. Commercial.
There's a lot to consider. Single treatment for you. Kinsa brings clarity to your current life. The Kinsa is an oral targeted treatment for saliva. It's the only BTKI proven superior to both another BTKI and to chemotherapy. Side effects were manageable, with most people staying on treatment. And Kinsa have no rates of cardiovascular events, including AFib. Kinsa can cause serious side effects which may lead to death. Bleeding problems are common and may increase with blood thinners. Serious infections may occur, cause fevers, chills, and flu-like symptoms. Decreased tolerance to cancers such as solid cancer and liver problems may occur. Heartbeat is fast, irregular heartbeat, light palpitations, fainting, shortness of breath, or chest discomfort may occur. Tell your doctor if you have bleeding, infections, heart problems, or any other side effect, or if you are complain.
First caution of the day, BJ McLeod. Looks like he blew a tire, collected Casey Mears, so we've got our first caution at lap 5. Hopefully tires won't be an issue. So we'll see. So now the drivers, I'm sure the nerves are now calm. Once they go racing to do their thing. Again, John Hunter Nemechek with the lead. He, like I said, he's been strong in practice all week. All week long, no matter what, he's driven the trucks, the stock cars. So it's kind of an opportunity with the first caution for the drivers to collect themselves a little bit, take a deep breath. They tried 3 wide. They tried 3 grooves. The third lane did not work. So they would double file. And I have a feeling that for the most part, they're probably going to run double wide here for a while, unless they decide to go single file, which I don't think they're going to do. Stage 1 is 65 laps. Stage 2 is 65 laps. And the last stage is 70 laps. So William Byron got up into 2. He's on pit road. The 2-time Daytona 500 champion, back to back. Looks like he's got some right fender damage. I'm trying to do something with it now. You want to Looks like it might have knocked the alignment out a little bit. So let's look at what they're working on. Right now, your top 5 right now are Chase Briscoe. Now, here we go. They're showing the replay again. Yeah, that's a tire. He cut a tire. Oh, yeah. Iron hit that wall kind of hard, so that will probably most likely affect him. The alignment or the toe. Definitely had a tire now. He's definitely cut a tire. Just makes it through. Back on pit road. Anybody gonna pitch? Is anybody gonna hit? And they are. Well, Kyle Busch stayed out. A couple others stayed out. A lot of cars coming down to top off on fuel. Yeah, this is just it's probably a top off on fuel stop. Yep, that's all it is. Logano gets out first. You check second. Briscoe third. Keselowski fourth. Van Gisbergen was fifth. And Barry Elliott, Bell, Blaney, Hamlin. Another commercial.
The absolute legend within their phone to read this online streaming slayer with no mercy for any living thing is your mom. Was it peanut butter?
AT&T Wireless and Home Internet.
Text me if you need anything.
Level up your connection with AT&T Wireless and Home Internet, now available across the nation.
Oh, she's so nice. You know what?
Race you. Race you with dirt, sand, snow. Race you through this, over that, all day. Race through the 4 wheels. Unbearable. How about no?
We are 9 laps in.
This guy, race you to the sun.
Now, I will say that they will most likely probably take one more lap, and then we will go back green flag race. There are some others coming down pit road. Most likely just to top off on their fuel. See if anybody takes tires, which I highly doubt.
To avoid going in circles, take note of recognizable landmarks, like that. What's wrong with going in circles? Different circles.
Yep, one more lap. I'll get a green.
Turn back time with no engine, with valve and restore. The first of its kind notable. It removes up to 100% of engine cooling deposits and protects against future damage. Ask for Valvoline Restore and Protect. They
Obviously, when you do the pit stops. Kyle Busch regains the lead. Ross Chastain, Cody Ware, Jimmy Johnson, fourth. Elliott, fifth. Oh, no. Bush Chastain, Ware, Johnson. So 5 guys stayed out, which means they're going to have to most likely, of course, pit.
So the race. Reader? William Byron been to pit road 3 times already under this caution. First 2 times was the work on the toe. Make sure that they try to get that as straight as possible. And then there was a little bit of damage repair as well. But this veteran team, well organized by Rudy Hugo, all members returned from last season. Just a little bit as we got back up to speed, Jamie.
Mr. Gooseman has been here. He's hanging out. He got food. He got some pizza and stuff. So right now, Bush, Hano, Ware, Nemechek, Johnson, Briscoe, Algar, Keselowski, Van Gisbergen, Barry, Elliott. Again, this is all going to change. Now we got some more guys coming in to top off. We should go to green this time. Yes, the lights on the pace car are off.
So the challenge now is cool, and everybody else is going to on the road at least a splash. Now, radio and Kyle's car, well, it's been busy. Well, he's already frustrated, and we've heard that a lot out of Kyle Busch before. He's speaking of John Hunter Nemechek in the 42 car. So don't. It might work out. Sometimes it doesn't. But man, you hate to be on strategy.
Right, if you're watching. Oh, the wind is actually whipping around. And we're about to go back green flag race. Back to green. And here we go. Some guys have chosen to hang out back. I see Mr. Blaney way in the back. Now they're just so you can see the manufacturers are starting to hook up now. Got a couple of Toyotas hooked up, some Fords hooked up. I figured Logano would be a factor. He had a strong car the other night. So some of the same players. You're seeing some guys now hanging back. Yeah, some guys, you can see how the first pack has broken away. They're running side by side, which means the other pack, the guys who are single file behind them, should catch up to them. You can see that they're trying. Nope. Nobody's going with him. Somebody up there trying to form a third lane, but that did not materialize. Guys up on top are trying to get all single file, and you have 3 or 4 cars on the bottom. You see if anybody else jumps down with them. You got 3 cars behind them. So they are trying to form that bottom line. "42 cars strong right now." As the internet's trying to catch up again. Right now, your top 5 are Dylan, Logano, Barry Kozlowski, and John Hunter.
So single file. So they call it. So it takes a number to get everything 2 by 2. They start single file like that for a long way. And I still look because pylon and the way the manufacturers are, they're really not connected as far as your allies and your manufacturer and your teammates. We're down here in Daytona.
It's only 15 laps. Guys are going to play nice. Now the bottom lane's moving. Top lane was the preferred line. Now bottom lane's the preferred line.
Series on his way up to NASCAR Premium Series. We lost Frank and his family and some friends in a plate glass Christmas weekend. The Hurricane Commander, that loss is still statewide at the yard. And you saw AJ Allmendinger start. All early in the pickle flats.
And we're going to commercial.
After 16 lines.
Little snowboard. Oh, okay. It all looks the same after a while. They have a side-by-side commercial. They're still showing the race. John Hunter Nemechek seems to have the strongest car right now, him and Logano. Kozlowski's up there. Just sort of figured he would be. He has done well on super speedways. Maybe not the last 3-4 years, but he's always tough at super speedways. They are double wide now. So I think for the most part, you are going to see double wide racing here for a while. I think they will all play nice based on what yesterday's race was. No one's going to make idiotic moves or press the issue. Here comes Logano on the outside. He's trying to side draft. Kozlowski is trying to pull up the Nemechek. And in the backstretch, they're headed into the wind. So it's going to slow the cars down somewhat. All right, now we're side by side again. About 45 laps in stage 1. as we complete the 20th lap, the 19th lap. We completed the 20th lap. Again, you're side by side, 185 miles an hour. It's not a smooth ride. Those cars are bouncing around. I wish they were showing in car how much those cars bounce around. A little bit of debris on the track there.
Stakes on the line. Tomowski and Joey Logano. Now, early this morning, the Bennett Chili's champion Kyle Larson and crew chief Flip Daniels, both of whom were just signed to 5-year extensions by Rick Everett, allowed us to listen in on our team meeting.
Time you're going to be able to into the mindset of how we're pushing forward this year. There is almost nothing you can do at a speedway to guarantee yourself a win. It's more about how are you hitting your marks of the fuel stops, of the stops at the stages, handling the restarts, taking the runs, having the communication to get to that point. If we put ourselves in position, the outcome's going to be what it is. Here we go. Team 5.
I think I've seen Flip Daniels.
There are some drivers who started up front but have elected to drop back a bit. And Kyle Busch still hanging tough up there, which I thought maybe he would drop out. But a lot of guys like to run up front. Logano likes to run up front. He doesn't like to run in the back. Busch likes to run up front. He doesn't like to run in the back. Some guys drop back just because they don't want to mix it up that early.
Stop. But they make it to the end of the stage without having to stop again. Here's the number 9.
No, not the third race. It's gonna be a stretch. So, but yeah, I just wanted to have a good time at the beginning, but it's really reliable. It's gonna make shot.
Now it goes to the crew chief and Chase Elliott. From Daytona Beach, when it comes to race here, still stays in box for the weekend.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. But I think as we talked about the strategy here at the beginning of this race and this so close to the end of the stage, I think if you're at the end, you might see some different strategy. But listening to Alan right there, it sounds like it would take a lot of moments to be able to convince yourself to run to the end of this stage. How about so early in the race? Sorry.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Alan Gustafson. He talked about the current rate of the pace, and we're seeing anywhere from about 60 to 80% full throttle. I thought you would have to get down there in that 50% rate to be able to make it to the end right there. I think it's right on the threshold, but we still know it's not even close to how it was. Well, let's chase that story down up here the road, beginning with Josh.
Well, guys, it's amazing that practice last week is even out here today. Billy Steve on a ski trip back in December. They're coming back usually about 6 months. But he's back in about 8 weeks. They did everything they can to make him comfortable in that car. Still walking with the team, but when he's back behind the wheel, feeling good, and he's happy with the car right now. They're talking about getting that line again.
Right now. Anybody's stupid. Again, that 42 car has been strong all week. Seems like right now he has been the strongest.
As they came in today was communication between me, the chief Randall Burdett, and his spotter, Stephen Parsons. Something they didn't anticipate, though, was maybe a part of that. They had to remind the spotter, keep the microphone close to your face, as windy as it is on track. It's twice as windy up on top of the buildings where these spotters are, and some of them do sound muffled.
Thanks, Regan. Now, if the race pace slows, everybody will save a little fuel. Is that to everyone's advantage? Well, we checked on the 6.
Here's the
call right there, and they're the only ones that can dictate that. When they slow the pace down, it even helps those guys back there sleep a few even more. Meyer back in the air pocket on the track. Let's go. And we saw this a few years ago when they realized that somebody was going to make it and pick up the pace. And so the strategy of this race is so intriguing. And I think right now, Bush is lucky that most people can't make it because he's 10 laps off of what everybody else is. And all these guys up in the front, they're putting more to go. We saw it the other night in the qualifying races when Chase Briscoe and some of those guys were running out front and run out front, no matter if you think you're saving gas or not, you're pushing more air and it just becomes more gas. And it's just not part of the game that you want to give up because you've got to be able to have enough fuel or I'll spit this out in a minute. You gotta have enough, you gotta be able to put at least the amount of fuel in the car as possible. And the upshot of it is Kyle Busch has 8 laps less fuel in his tank than anybody else. Because he did not stop from the good caution. 10 different organizations, 10 different racing teams in the top 10 after 26 laps of the Daytona.
Be right back. And they're still racing by side, so no one's really going to make any sort of bold moves. They're sort of content to where they're running right now. We're still early in the stage. We still have 35 laps. Probably with about 5 or 6 laps left in the stage, you'll see guys making some moves just to try and get to the front to get some stage points. But again, one of the rules changes this year, if you win a race, you do not automatically qualify for the class, which is a good thing.
It's Pods, the savings event. Save up to 25% on moving and storage until February 16th and see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renting, save up to 25% at pods.com today.
We got you, spray tan troll. What's up? Vicky, you told me to roast you with me.
Sleeping. Internet issues.
BBC.
Let me need to check one out.
You
33, 65 laps. The top five: Logano, Nemechek, Bush, Keselowski, and Chase Briscoe back up there now. And there are some guys riding in the back that are just trying to play it safe right now. That'll change later in the race if somebody does something stupid. There he is. Goose man. Good. Oh, really? You probably just check my page down. I threw it up on full counter. So it should be there now. Good. Okay, good. Show. Cigar show. Weekend. I mean, Friday nights are the best. If not, then I can maybe Saturday or Sunday morning. Just let me know. Every other weekend, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, I volunteer at a Wolf Dog Farm. Okay. So just depends. It's usually one weekend it's Saturday, and next week it's alternate days. So just let me know. I don't have to do it every week. So okay. That's Mr. Gooseman. Owner of Goose's Monte Cristo Lounge and Tobacconist here in Limerick, Pennsylvania. Stop on down. Never yourself a stove, BYOB, bring your own beverage. We are on lap 37. Right now, we've got Briscoe, Gibbs, Van Gisbergen, Logano, and Elliott. There are some guys that are probably testing out what their car can and cannot do. How is it running in the draft? Who are they working well with? Who are they not working well with? What's the wind doing on the backstretch?
In the 47-second bracket. You need more product. He's right, it's gonna burn more fuel, but what Paul didn't tell him is the reason why we're doing this. Look at the outside line for it.
Develop. So again, the guys up front are trying to make the guys in the back burn fuel faster, because when you're running the draft, you save fuel. So now the guys up front are trying to run a faster pace and have the guys in the back burn more fuel. And we've got 3 lanes, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Briscoe, Logano, Gibbs, Hunter Nemechek, and then Gisbergen doesn't normally run well on super speedways. The guys up front are running a little bit faster. I have the guys in the back burn more fuel. Coming 40 laps to go, 25 laps in the stage. Some guys that are right in the back are trying to work their way back to the front. Then Hamlin, very 14th. He's kind of playing it safe.
Come back and down on you. Watch the runs. So Larry, if the pace increases and everybody exits, yeah. How long do you want to read that stuff? Stay free. Yeah, Mike, I mean, you want to go just start. It's just I got a block when I saw a couple laps ago. They probably can go somewhere around that, maybe around that 50 somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 55. That's sort of on purpose pit. Gonna merge back on. Maybe I think you got loose off the floor. Had trouble, Kevin. We were talking about this temperature today. Talk about the wind. We know that turns 3 and 4 with the wind, it was already the problem, let alone with the wind. Watch the 6. Now Bush way sideways, got into him. Holy cow, what a save. But Kyle Bush did exactly what you're talking about. He just got loose right there. That's that wind factor on the floor that they were all talking about. That's as big as it gets, folks. Here. Yeah, that 6 car being inside right there kept him from spinning out, in my opinion. That's a lot of everybody patient right there, given a little bit needed. And these cars will do that. When you're in the middle like that, and you've got cars directly in front of you, a little bit spaced out on each side of you, these cars will just randomly step out from underneath you. But I still think that that's part of the win. Well, that got Kyle Busch's attention. I was visual. I think he said didn't have a wheel in it. We've been watching the truck racing, O'Reilly races. Those guys got loose because they snapped loose. They had too much wheel in it, tied off the floor. As soon as they'd land, they would come out around from underneath of them and get loose. He said, I was neutral right there. I think that's a gust, Kevin. Well, he's super lucky. Yeah, absolutely. Halfway.
Wheaton just playing havoc with the cars right now. On the commercial. Be right back.
Turtle care and 24/7 life support. They moved us better place, better hot tub.
We got 24 laps to go on the stage. I'm gonna assume these guys are probably gonna put anywhere in between lap 50 and 60. Guys are starting to get a little antsy now, trying to form a third lane. Here it comes. We've got 3 lanes now. Guys that were running in the back are trying to push the issue. And the guys out front are trying to push the issue to make the guys in the back burn more fuel to get on the same pitch strategy as them. So this is where we're driving into the wind. Seems like that is when they transfer from turn 3 onto the front stretch. Right about here is where they'll start having issues.
This track was last repaved prior to the 2011 season. 3 Toyotas make that war and teamed up on the inside at the front of the field. Briscoe, Nemechek, Bell, and Levitt. Yeah, definitely a big shakeup up front. And the biggest move, if you go back to Reddit, that's 26 spots he's moved up. All got 26, Martin 19. Long way they come. And the longer this run goes, that handling will start to creep in. When that handling starts to creep in, you got 2 conditions.
That's about when I started having issues because of tire wear and the wind.
I don't want that front end taken off, but eventually front end takes off. You just don't know how far that car is going to slide.
It's going to get interesting here in the next 10 laps.
Just today at the forum. When we saw those 4 hours, Ty Gibbs and Chase
Still some guys hanging on in the back.
outside lane to get themselves positioned at the front of his back. How do you see basically picked up and trying to get those guys in the back to not have a pool? They've been able to keep themselves up in front. And that's the game. How do I position myself up in the front? And they were using a little more gas to get there, but now it doesn't matter.
Internet's trying to catch up. I guess the internet is trying to catch up, ladies and gentlemen. There's like 5 TVs in here. 5 TVs on the internet, so every once in a while it tries to catch up to itself.
Chase Briscoe,
That's not a bad box.
Chase Briscoe, another strong car all week. Kurt Busch still trying to hang in there. But some of these guys are going to have to start hitting soon. I expect in the next probably 7 to 8 laps that some of these guys are gonna have to start coming into the pit soon. Logano trying to pull that bottom lane again. Again, his car, Briscoe, John Hubbard, Nemechek seem to be the three strongest cars in the field, and Keselowski. Keselowski's been up there.
Where'd he go? Well, I've been watching this drama. Jim Coleman has continued to pull him back in the drama. You can say he has fallen back all the way to 20th. For another 8 to 10 laps. Well, that's to the end of the stage. Jamie?
Well, I've been listening to Cockroach's radio this time. 49, so go ahead and take up the pace now. So just a few laps from now, Regan.
10 laps to go.
He's in 8th place on the outside.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to take myself out of position or have a chance to win this thing. With Kyle, it's just going to be you two. And right now, Austin Dillon has himself positioned towards the front of this field. I would just stay up in that lane no matter what they told me to do. The opposite. Forks aligned on the inside. Logano and Keselowski. Toyota's lined up top side. 20 of them in front of Chase Elliott Chevrolet. Why are you laughing at me, Clay? You're over here laughing at what I just said. I've been your teammate. Sometimes not. But sometimes you have to make that decision, from the driver's standpoint in order to keep yourself in contention. In today's world, you have to have cars that'll help you, but you can't just purposely take him out of contention of where he's at right now, in my opinion. I guess you need to check on the inside with Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick. Three Toyotas trying to.
And like I said, I expect it within 10 laps, a lot of these guys are going to pit. So.
Sometimes, but getting up next to that, there it is. Look back here. Strong hands. I think Fidel's going to come with him. He's on board with that. We're coming this time, 8 car. Yeah, that's the only car that did not stop with the first and only caution period of the race back at lap 5. Perry's coming with him. They have 2 more.
See if anybody gets busted for speeding.
Even then, if they say nose to tail, they are not going to have the pace that this whole time.
All the bigger Ty Dillon and Casey Mears is with them. On purpose. You're spot on too, Kevin. Not only that, they're not all together. All broke up with that group. You can see it on the bottom of your screen there. Not very efficient with that stop at all.
Still some guys that need to pit. Gilliland hasn't pitted. Smith hasn't pitted. Cindric hasn't pitted. Laney hasn't pitted. Got 5 laps left in the stage, so guys are going to start getting stupid. Coming up on 4 laps to go. Some guys have not pitted yet, though. Oh, yeah.
So that will be 7 of them on the racetrack.
Caught up. Cars are spread out now because of the pits. Still some guys who have to pit. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was close.
Stage winner back for second, down to 1 for 10. As the pile-up for points begins with the championship format NASCAR has this year.
Yeah, and right now, Joey Logano right here and that group in the back, they want these cars to
2 laps to go.
yeah, they're gonna catch them for that reason.
Zane Smith from Huntington Beach, California. That is team racing at the Las Vegas Roll Ring. It's Cedric's teammate, Ryan Blaney there. Todd Gilliland, who was Smith's teammate, and Chris Fisher, all 4s down to Noah Gregson in 6th place.
I think Zane Smith might win this stage. These guys are just content to run single file here. And Zane Smith, your stage 1 winner. Smith, Sindvik, Blaney, Hocevar, and Suarez.
To try and make it a dangerous thing politically in the group. 6
Fuel strategy, ladies and gentlemen. Stage 1 complete. So stage one complete. Stage two will start soon. Stage two also 65 laps. See everybody come in, take 4 freshies, and top it off on fuel.
Don't get back. Thanks, buddy. Josh Berry to the rescue.
Tracy came here with Austin Center to hear him shutting that car off, and that's what they'll do during. Shut the car all the way up, and fire back up, get pop the clutch with the ignition already on, the car will take off, and when you roll as far as you can, so you're constantly in there, shut the.
It's got to be open soon. Pit lane should be open here soon. You're most probably going to see everybody at the same time come down pit lane.
It doesn't stop with the manufacturers. It's all across the board. The network, the engine, the power. James Smith and Austin Cindric moved them on the big road. Josh.
Austin Cindric able to pick up those 9 stage points in the cars that touch free. They told him to stay and get as much fuel as you can on this stop reading. Swallow Ryan Blaney, a little bit twitchy, little staying in the backslide now through the middle of 3 and 4, but then tight on exit. The 77 of Carson Hoffman are just tight in traffic at the end.
Oshafar, Blaney, Bush, Cinder, Briscoe, Priest, Herbst, Heinlein, Smith.
Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms can keep coming back.
Work away to what's possible with Tremfya.
We own IL-23 blocker for Crohn's and UC to offer self-administration from the start.
With symptom relief as early as 4 weeks. Remission at 12 weeks. 1 year. And even 2 years.
So probably in the next 2 laps, they should go back to green. Commercial will be right back.
Jamie McMurray, Chris Meyer, it's time for a high-speed race break sponsored by AT&T. We are trackside. Thanks for being with us. The 68 playing the Daytona 500, get ready for stage 2. Let's take a quick glance at a rather eventful stage 1. And it started on lap 5 after Kyle Busch was on the pole to get the rolling the fastest Toyota. A tire goes down, a number of lap cars involved, including William Byron going to that third straight Daytona 500 win.
Yeah, but it didn't hold Byron up. We'll see later on. He had more action right here. Kyle Busch getting extremely loose. He talked about the wind all race long. Bounced off the 6 car, was able to save him.
And then Shane Smith, that started at age 3 racing bicycles and motocross, gets the stage 1 win. Probably a stage 1 winner in 10 years of stage racing has never won the Daytona 500. But this is a race that we talk about favorites. The underdogs have done well here. Certainly Shane Smith, Chase Briscoe, who spent the most laps of our underdogs coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing for him. This car right here, the Bass Pro Shops Toyota. I've got my eye on Chase Briscoe. Little sentimental value to me.
Blaney, Bush, Romandinger, Hosevar, and Cindric. Hamlin restarted 7th. That's my pick to win. It's 4th Daytona 500.
And he's in the pit box, so it's a legal stop. It's not pretty, but it's legal.
Should be going back to green here in the next lap or 2. This is what I can't stand about stage racing. They finish the stage, then they run 6 or 7 laps under the caution, and then they go back to racing. It's dumb. It's a dumb idea, dumbass idea for the stage racing. You know what stage racing was back in the day? You ran 80 laps. Hey, the caution came out. There's your stage. Get rid of stage racing. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Let's go back to the way they used to run races. Just you run 40 laps and the yellow comes out. Guess what? There's your stage. So we should be going back to green here. Blaney, Cindric, Busher, Hamlin, Wallace, right now, top 5. Green, 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 green. Cindric jumped up in front of Blaney, teammates. Now you see these guys will play nice this stage too. Still trying to see who you're working well with, who you don't work well with. We're not going to get too stupid yet. And I told you about Denny. He's up to 3rd. He just always runs well here.
And all of those races since 2022, they could have won those too, but they've been in the
Got 3 Fords followed by 3 Chevys. 3 Fords followed by 3 Toyotas. Ford, Toyota, Chevy, Toyota.
Christopher Bell. So we're starting to see some of those manufacturers. And that's heavily beneficial when you're not having to look in the mirror and try to play defense. So especially when there's strategy involved and so many things that are happening.
Jimmy Johnson will lap down.
During our Toyota racing camp, coming to the fourth, the Daytona 500, three-time winner of the Great American Race, sometimes by inches, sometimes by thousandths of a second. He's the fellow who knows how to get it done.
Well, we all know the story of Denny not being able to speedways or not being as good on the speedways as what he was in the old car with the new M7 car. But I can tell you, he has plenty of experience. He has plenty of knowledge to be able to win these races too in this car. It just hasn't worked out. But Denny Hamlin's a veteran. He's very good on these speedways. He's a student of the sport, very hard on himself, critiques himself.
Well, right now he's looking in the rear view mirror more than anything. So watch out for Bubba. Right now in the top 10, other than Zane Smith, it's all experience.
Two-time owner for the Daytona 500. What did I hear this year?
Yeah, and these guys are just going to play nice. They're running double wide. Someone back here is trying to form a third line again. And I don't know if that's really going to work or not.
To win, will have the funding and people to have those expectations.
These guys are content to run side by side. As I look back in the pack, I don't see anybody right now trying to form a third lane. These guys are going to play nice for a while. These guys are comfortable just running side by side for now. And now there's the third lane. Who's that jumped out? Looks like that Zane Smith jumped out to the outside. He's trying to form that third lane. Yes, it's Zane Smith on the outside. Now guys are starting to form the upper groove. And now we're going to get three wide. He's trying to pull that outside lane. It's not going anywhere. We're going to commercial. It's like the middle groove is kind of the groove that's sort of like not going anywhere right now. Now there's a couple of guys that now it's the bottom groove that's not moving. So again, certain cars work well with others. Other guys don't work well with others. It just depends. Now the bottom groove is starting to come in. It's making ground. Trying to see who that is pulling the bottom lane there. Can't really see the number. So you can see the cars are bouncing around a little bit. And when they hit the backstretch, that's when they're going into the wings. So it will slow the cars down a little bit. Now they're three wide. I think that's the 51 car on the bottom, I believe. Can't really see it from here. Yes, that's Cody Ware on the bottom. He was inched out in front, but they are three wide. I don't know how long this is going to last. Wallace out front. Now Ware's back out front. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The inside lane's moving. They're all right there with one another. That top groove, that top lane, not moving as well right now. They're dropping back. Right now, it seems like that middle groove is the groove to be in. Got Larson up there now. Chastain's coming. Justin Allgaier's up there, who ran well in the race yesterday. So some guys that were riding around in the back earlier, they're now trying to push their way front. Just don't know how long these guys are going to be able to run 3 wide like this with the way the wind is and the way the cars are going to start bouncing around. Again, anybody that's tuning in live, questions, comments, criticisms, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Early Evening Sports Buffet with the Ginch, a special Daytona 500 watch party here at Goose's Monte Crystal Lounge, Tobacconist, Limerick, Pennsylvania. They're local. Come on down. BYOB. Fire up your favorite stogie. Just the 3 wide racing at Daytona, again, the way the wind is, it makes me nervous. So now the outside lane's moving. Now you can see the bottom lane coming. That's all Cody Ware's in the middle there. Pulling Larson. Bubba Wallace is up there. Now Justin Allgaier's going to the lead. And you're going to listen to the spotters. He's there. He's pushing you. You're clear. See these guys bouncing around, trying to find the best lane to go. Who's behind me? Who's working with me? Who's not working with me? Now you got Zilich up there. Ty Dillon's up there now. Didn't want to get too out far ahead.
Sure, it's worked out to get themselves up there and understand a little bit more about it. People might also.
Probably the most heralded looking to come the NASCAR Cup Series. As he battles forward, right there in the middle is the 19-year-old first teenage racer in the Daytona 500. Oh, trouble!
Oh, no. Yep. 3 wide at Daytona sometimes doesn't work, especially with how the cars bounce around. That's exactly what happened. Well, that sucks. Chase Briscoe got caught up in it. Probably one of the favorites to win. Like to see what happened. His toes all out. His toes bent. Just wondering if somebody had the air taken off. Let's see here. Everybody's up front. Doesn't matter where it happens. Here, it'll happen. Yep. Touch. touch, and he gets a little loose, and touch, touch. Yep, happens that quick. Oof. He jumps up, there's a touch, 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 boom. It's just how quick it happens. Just takes one little itty bitty touch, and right there it was. And here he comes, and boom. Ty Gibbs got caught up in it. Austin Dillon. See it right here. Touch, touch. Oof. And he'll get hit right here. Doink. Just sometimes you just can't run 3 wide that early anyway. It's too close. And we're in commercial. Be right back. And we're back. There's about 8 cars caught up in that wreck. Everybody coming down pit road. Probably just to gonna assume probably right side tires. Top off on fuel.
Push comes up to times. Under caution for this 9.
Yes, sir. 8 cars caught up in that wreck. Some of them have good damage, like major damage. Others might get away with it. I think Connor Zillich might be fine. Again, thanks to everybody who's tuning in live. Questions, comments, criticisms, welcome. Cole County Entertainment Network here, Ryan F. Early evening sports buffet with the Ginch DAYTONA 500 watch party. Moose's Monte Cristo Lounge and Tobacconist. Stop on out, 50% off all cigars while I'm here. So if you're local, stop in, grab yourself a stove. Right now, I don't know if the front cars have pitted, but Allgaier, Ware, Wallace, and Larson are your top 4 right now. But I believe they're going to be coming into the pits, and they are. One stayed out. Looks like Allgaier man stayed out. Something
just about bunker.
So Stenhouse stayed out. So it's Stenhouse, Chastain, Larson, and Hocevar. They're continuing to update the lineup as the cars get situated here. Looks like it's Stenhouse, Chastain, Larson, Hocevar, and Hamlin are your top 5.
You know,
Well, in the next lap or 2, they'll go back to green. We completed 25 laps of the 65 in the stage 2. We are at 120 laps. Sorry. 110 laps to go. 11, 110, 11, something like that. There's never been a math.
Traffic, all this other stuff, and nobody hold the candle. NASCAR driver. Kevin Harvick's Happy Hour, new episode Tuesdays and Thursdays in your favorite podcast platform.
Yeah, it was fun that was our first live show. And we did that right out here in the Midway on Thursday. So Travis Pastrana, obviously such a cool dude.
Show. Good time. Connor Zillich in the launch and back out on track. Old Ware with a long stop. Austin Dillon went to the garage for repairs. So did Chase Briscoe. Now, what's next? Giving away $500 every lap that ends in a 1. That's $20,000 total prize money during the 500. Follow at Bush Beer on social media and enter by calling hashtag Bush Dash for Cash, hashtag sweepstakes. Your chance to win.
3:48 p.m. here on the East Coast, but that would be 12:40 on the West Coast.
Justin Faulkner.
So your top 10 right now, we're restarting from 10th on down. Blaney, Allgaier, Dillon, Ty Dillon, Justin, Blaney, Allgaier, Dillon, Busher, Wallace, Cindric, Bush, Hamlin, Larson, and Chastain.
Yeah. Just ready for that degree. There he is.
Biggest race man in the garage. Yeah, that guy, fast racing. Fun to see that car on the racetrack and all the effort. they put into this number 40 car. So Josh Berry gets the free pass. We will restart the 35
Showing
on the
a picture there of Lake Lloyd.
They're proven. Stage is set. Into this stage, what do you think? You just watch that stopwatch. This is going to pick up. Everybody can easily make it to the end now in the stage two. Use it to my ears, buddy.
Well, we're about to go back green flag race.
They can all break up at the front of the field. See, for drivers to find their manufacturer friends at this stage in the race. Yeah, right now you're going to have to make some new friends. You're going to have to push whatever's around you. And I think this will give us a very good idea of what the end of this race could look like when it gets down to it. Everybody's just going for everything that they can to put themselves in a position to win. Next car is in.
But they got a good crowd. There's some empty seats. Let's see if somebody jumps out to try and form that upper groove. Right now they're side by side. Good push by Hamlin on Chastain there. Takes about 2 to 3 laps for these cars to get up to speed. Somebody jumped out. And they're trying to form that third lane. Here we go.
Good pusher like any Hamlin just did that.
37 to go this stage. Chastain out front. Hamlin's pushing him all the way around the track. Chastain is way too far out front. You got Cindric up there, Chastain. You have Allgaier's up there, Blaney back into the mix. Here comes Zane Smith again. You got Elliott up there. Here comes that third lane. There's Zane Smith. Chastain sort of controlling it. Guys are getting way too close. This is getting dicey again. I don't see how these guys are going to keep doing this again. We saw what happened when they were running bunched up 3 wide before.
Race you, turn, sand, snow, race you through this, over that, all day, all night.
Cindric now out front. Just waiting for something to happen because it's going to happen. Hamlin stuck in the middle. Normally this is where they get into trouble, coming off turn 3. That bottom groove seems to be the groove right now to be in.
It's Gillette's best shave, and it's ultra sharp blades. There's 50% longer. Hey Joe, help me on my cheese. Gillette, the best a man can get.
It's getting better.
So you got a front three. Got Cindric, Busher, and Blaney, all Fords. Now the outside lane's starting to move. Cindric going back and forth, probably working the rearview mirror, trying to see which lane is trying to advance. He jumps up top. Chastain pushing him. You'll see him work back and forth, trying to stop the advance or whatever lane is coming hardest. Blaney in the middle there, he's being pushed. These guys are just running way too close together. You see how much they move around. Dane Smith. Van Gisbergen mixing it up. We are almost halfway. See, some guys have fallen back a little bit. They do not want to mix it up yet. Van Gisbergen, a little bit of a surprise. He's a road specialist. Kyle Larson's up there. He's mixing it up. He's not a super speeder. Ooh.
Running up there in the second position right now. That backup car actually a bullshit breaker that they had to go to it. They felt like it was going to be a better car than if they would have repaired the primary that was Saturday's practice. They went out and practiced because of the air temp, and that made dividends right now. One of the few drivers I've heard that has not said a word about handling issues. He loves that 17 car.
We might have
That sat out practice yesterday, and we sat up in this booth and talked about the conditions and the temperature. And today, we see a lot of those cars around the front that were out on the racetrack. I gotta believe that all of these runs go. Saw the first run. He can make some adjustments because right now,
I would think would make that handling better, right? You think the track would be cooler? I think that's a good thing for the fans watching this thing. These guys are on edge. Well, here's one we didn't expect. We all know Shane Van Gisbergen, the New Zealander, is NASCAR's current best road racer. But did we expect him to be leading the Daytona 500 on a super speedway? Here he is.
well, we've seen him up front in Talladega on occasion. We saw how Tim's out of his car at the end of the year on ovals. And I think that we have seen steady improvement from Shane. I think the big question was, where was the speed of the cars in qualifying? And were they knocking some speed out of the car to make their cars in the good? And now we
County has damaged 97. 80 championship races. So happy to have that good luck charm back on the side of his glove. And for me, being a fan of NASCAR, I wanted to see this. He knew he was dominant on the road courses, but I wanted to see him prove his value.
Thing I will say about Shane is his racing now too, super high. He's a studier. He understands the race car, he understands what he's talking about. Really helps both of these guys be able to understand what's going on. And they both really want the team with his experience. So let's your both are pushing Larson right here to the front, trying to extract that outside line. Not necessarily happy with the handling of that car. A little bit light on the feet, so it's kind of slowly in traffic. But he's holding pretty well, keeping that thing up front. Track position is key. Kyle Busch leading the two lines around the Stabler. The watch the table and Junior today. 104, 200 laps complete.
You know, WeatherTech isn't just for new cars. No matter how old or new your car is, it deserves WeatherTech. With laser metric protection for practically every car on the road, we've got you covered. Because message, don't care what your car is. Whatever you're driving, we got it. We got it. We got it. Got it. We got it. We got it. Oh.
You got Kyle Busch, Larson, Blaney, Van Gisbergen.
Order your American-made protection today at WT.com. WeatherTech. You know we got it.
The Bush Guy, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
And for the mountains.
What do you get?
I'm trying to reach this. This is the Swiffer test. This goes along with the time days. Looks like you better than everything.
The true West has no fences. There's an edge, but you gotta find it. Find comfort from the traditions that help define it, and the confidence from having the courage to define.
Kyle Busch up front, Blaney second, Larson third, and Hamlin's fourth. They've since gone back to double wide racing. They have failed on the third line. So it's just now the top groove and the bottom groove. I think guys, for the most part now, kind of content right now to run side by side.
On Fox. Here in Daytona, 92 laps to go when they come to the line. Kyle Busch, also provide for matches. Try to win the Great American Race. He's in command.
He wants it. Roll it to the pre-race. This is his shot. Fast hot rod they brought him. It's time to shine. 21 years. And he's got a great pusher right behind him with Brian Blaney. Keep it on the back. It also takes a back race car to put yourself up there. But one of the best in the business at pushing right behind him. on board right here with Brian Blakey and his hump runner pizza off my camera. See him working that wheel plan. He was one of the ones that we were noticing in practice when he would go into the corner. He'd have to make either hold the wheel straight or he'd have to make a little correction to the right, being edgy, maybe a little bit loose. If I was a crew chief and needed a driver to be able to hold on to a loose car, something that I know has speed, and I need a driver to be able to do that, it's this driver right here, Ryan Blakey. 190 miles an hour, and I've been closer together than you parked your car last time.
Forming that third groove again.
This year's 500 just surpassed 1,000 laps led at Daytona 500s. 13 for most team all time for laps led.
Well, we know how important this year is to obviously Kyle Busch to get things started off on the right foot. We know that they haven't been to victory lane a couple of times, and we know that Kyle Busch is capable of
Cover has. I don't know if the weather's coming. See, maybe it's raining off in the distance. Cloud cover will cool the track. Better handling race cars.
was cool, pretty good this week. Even on the set this morning, very fit show. He was still pretty together, wouldn't you say, Cliff? Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it takes me right back to the two behind me, Wayne and Larson, both champions. They're earlier in the career than Kyle Busch, right? They don't have the 21 years of trying conversation, but they want this race. Both of them have been so close so many times. Cross the white flag, both of them have been in the capper. See all three of those cars. It just haven't been able to capitalize and have the right moment so far. And I think it is today. Well, you look on the outside, on the top left, you got Kyle Larson, our defending champion, two-time Cup Series champion, not won this race. That's, yeah, you know, that has to start bothering you. And all these guys are in a little bit different position. But when you won the championship, it's still a pretty big deal because of the magnitude of what the Daytona 500 means by itself. Yeah, but when you do that, you run out of things to chase, out of rabbits to chase, out of things you want. He wants his 500, doesn't happen. And he has
They're kind of playing nice. We got 18 to go on the stage. I think they should be able to go the rest of the way on gas. So 18 to go. They're playing nice. Probably for about 8 to go. You'll see these guys dicing and slicing. Another commercial. I'll be right back.
All right, the Simpsons made history again.
We have 13 laps to go. I would expect within the next 5 to 6 laps, you're gonna see guys start wheeling and dealing.
It's there. Ryan Wade is one who wants to get this show moving a little more forward, a little faster.
Yeah, and when they want to get this show moving, the only way to do that is to be more aggressive. When see Brian Blaney shoot that 8 car out and kind of leaves that 11 car, Jenny Hamlin behind, and they chose to go to the top lane.
Now, the line for stage points, top 10 drivers will get points at the end of stage 2. 12 laps for them.
Well, we know how much points matter. All the way through the season this year, NASCAR changed back to the chase format. So you want to get all the points that you can right here at stage 2 if you can get them.
Right, no more win in your rear. It's the total points after 26 races that determine the drivers who can drive in the 10 race chase for the championship. Larson wanted to get down to the bottom in front of Danny. Thought better of it, stayed in line so far on the outside. That's a big help behind him. SVG and Chastain, 2 teammates.
Yeah, SVG's doing a great job. I don't think we've been able to cover his super speedway racing much, but he's doing a great job right there behind Kyle Larson.
I just feel like that outside line has a momentum. It seems like the inside line kind of has that slinky effect and losing momentum and the ability to move forward,
Especially this late in the run. As the cars start to handle a little bit worse.
You see Butch go down there and he'll slow that lane down, but he wants to be right up there on that outside, stay in line. All right, Chevy's 3 Fords, 2 Toyotas in the top 10 right now. Once again on the end of this stage. Let me go, it's probably not time. I'm going to drive right here. He's obviously full suit right here, and then hopefully 2 to 3 to go, start making my moves and go with the momentum, get the opportunity to continue. I got a lap past Connor, so it's 4 laps down after crash damage. Chase Briscoe back on track, 12 laps back to win it. Still to line up points to get the rest of this they can.
Still see that 40 car right there, Justin Allgaier. Covered him a little bit earlier, but he hasn't gone anywhere. He's been consistently just sitting right there. Guy right behind him, Bubba Wallace.
Six times Bubba's led the 500. 2 runner-up finishes. Over this morning, you've got to get yourself in the position to win. Then you're going to find breaks.
Continue to see Kyle Busch switch lanes and doing a great job of controlling the front of this race and the lines as it gets in him.
He kind of keeps that slinky effect happening on the bottom, and as he gets them slowed up, it creates that he'll move right back to the momentum on the outside. Here, this might just choose the middle right here. Here, it's back up. But they're pretty close right there this time. They're all the way. Getting Hamlin's all the way beside Kyle, but this time they're like 3 and 4. And if you look on back through that bottom lane, look, hey, he's going to move up and do the same thing. I want some of that. Well, really close on the inside of the lane. I'm back here. If you look, that inside line got a lot more forward all the way throughout. Fixed on those gaps. See that? Now all of a sudden they're being able to go there. Now let's third car on the inside who starts right back up into the group again. 34 Todd Gilliland. He was involved in that break back in lap 6. And he's come right back up into the front 5 and challenge for stage points here. And Blaney wanted around that 8 car, didn't wait on it anymore, took it. Zane Smith down to the bottom, makes a 3rd lane. Will he have any help?
Well, that was a super aggressive move, Mike. You saw the back of that car kind of wiggle around a little bit. He pulled it out of line so hard.
I love this angle. You can really see the momentum shifts going from the outside to the inside.
Oh, no. That's the first big one. Unbelievable.
And there's the big one, folks. Consequence of super speedway racing at Daytona when things go wrong.
There was an accordion effect there. We just got bunched up too much.
Couple things. Look at the front of the field, and as it progresses, you see all guy into a lead starts to get out there quite a bit with a big run coming with him. We see how he's pulling it out there all by himself. Those 6 cars got door to door. Now here they come. He's dead in the water. He leaves a half a lane open and tries to be a little bit lazy with that block up. He tried to squeeze in there. It didn't work.
That was all Guyer's fault. We tried to stick that car where it shouldn't have been stuck. Mm-mm-mm.
Seventeen cars pile up in the big one at Daytona.
Marshall will be right back. Big wreck. Big wreck.
20 cars.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. The big one of the big ones anyway. I'm sure there'll be a couple more. At least 16 cars involved there. To see how many of these cars get back into the race, there'll be many laps down. Yeah, that's Justin Allgaier's fault. You can't block like that, not this early in the race like that. That's just horrible. So got a lot of good cars.
For now. To the end of stage number 2, Bubba Wallace will be the second stage winner over Ryan Blaney, Kyle Roach, John Hunter Nemechek, and Ryan Hurts after a 20-car pileup that begins right here at the front of the field.
Yeah, it's just a bad spot to be in by the 40. You just can't you can't make that kind of move trying to block a line that's coming that fast. So you should have just pulled down low. Not good. But when it comes to super speedway racing, that is what's going to happen.
Tell me all about involved on the topics.
Another commercial.
Pregnant, breastfeeding, plan to be serious side effects and food delivery. Jones, all that I'm countries and
So Bubba Wallace wins that stage. So Bubba played Kyle Busch third, John Hunter Nemechek fourth, and Riley Hurts fifth. They got Joey Logano sixth. I don't know how. A lot of these guys. I'm trying to look for some updates here. Still have Logano sixth. Stage is going to end under yellow, obviously. So maybe Logano got the car fired. Just to see how much damage each of these cars have and how many of them get back into the race. Then I have to clear the track off for debris. She'll have to wait some speedy dry down. There's 2 laps left in the stage, but it's going to end under yellow. So Bubba Wallace will be your stage winner. So only 2 laps to go. Race will probably be over around 6-ish.
Definitely not a new problem. We've seen it this weekend. That's the first one that we showed. I thought that one's been ready out. So it is definitely a product of what has always been here with the old. See right here again. Tight hole right there for Ginny Hamlin, but you know, I think just taking too much space. And I think some of that is just not racing this car all the time. Different style of racing, different pace of everything is happening as we're right up on pile on. So
There's nowhere to go.
With all the damage to right front there. Yeah, still. We gotta try to stand on the lap. You can see it right there. So when he pulled around there, the tire blew out and ripped the whole fender and half the nose off. That's the thing repaired and be a factor for the end of this thing. I would think that's going to probably take the win scenario out of the 5-car. But that last shot really shows what happens when you're at 185 miles an hour and right on the very edge of control.
it just doesn't take much. And you know, we see one car up the racetrack, hit another car, goes them into the wall, and then they just become out of control as you're trying to slow down and save those cars, and it impacts from front bumper to back bumper, and cars shooting everywhere. So bad timing right there, and a lot of cars involved. Now, 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson will get the free pass, get back on the lead lap. Yeah, I had Canada this morning. He's got an interesting driver coach with him, Dario Franchitti. Hanging with Jimmy, they're having a lot of fun together. And here's one of his cars, the pie marker on board camera for Jimmy Johnson, Legacy Motor Club, team with John Hunter Nemechek, the 4th place car, and Eric Jones currently at 16. This is a scenario that we talk about when they pull out there and you watch your dancing partner. Now it's time to reevaluate, find who's left, and see if she'll dance with you. So they'll take the green and white checkered flag, officially ending stage 2 as they come around this time. Bubba Wallace will pick up the stage win. His first.
We'll pick up stage 2 win. So the clouds have rolled in, so the grip on the racetrack should be fine. There's the blend. I don't know how much weather is in the area. Let me check the radar.
That's the way your fate is. Saving fuel under caution by shutting it off. Only once as a stage winner won the Daytona 500 since they instituted stage racing. I was getting hammered at the generator. Ten points. Hey, that could move large as we get toward race 26 and determine which drivers will race in the chase for the championship. Every point matters, Clint, even if you don't want to say so. They all matter. Yeah, I know he.
They got thunderstorms, but it looks like it'll hold off till around 7 p.m. This race should be fine. They'll get the race in, but there is weather coming. $70 to go.
GM's show car of the automotive and Jet Age technology in the quick 1950s. Harley Rowe was the chief stylist at General Motors and a great friend of NASCAR founder Bill France. That's the Firebird logo on the nose. GM Air Transport Service logo on the rudder. And that particular car right there, which had a great life on the show circuit and experimental, became the basis for the Harley World Trophy that every driver has chased at Daytona since 1957. It's a beautiful car. We get up close to it. The history is just real. Awesome race car. There it is.
And that's the trophy you want your name on. When you look at that trophy and all the names that are on it, it is the who's who of NASCAR racing.
All right, stage 2 is complete. Pit road is open, and they should all be here, Josh.
And we start with Tyler Reddick. He's had a quiet day so far coming into pit right here. They got the 4 tires and fuel. They're going to take a couple extra seconds just to make sure there's no damage on that 45 car after escaping. Well, Ryan Laney expected to have a little bit longer stop here as well. They want to make sure there's no small holes or anything in the nose of that car as well. Bubba Wallace in the 23 been fairly pleased, just a little bit too tight as the runs go on, Jamie. Bush was a pole sitter for this race. Right front fender is cracked, but no fender ruts. They're going to take a little bit extra time here with Barrel on the hood and take that down. You should see him looking at it, taking extra time here, Mike.
Everybody getting Goodyear tires and filling up a Stoke race fuel with Poet zero carbon bioethanol. Getting ready for the third and final stage of the Daytona 500. Bubba Wallace.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're under caution for the stage. This is when the gloves come off. These last 7 yards, the last 60 yards. Then it's going to be when they go back to synchronization. So we'll see.
It's the only treatment brought to I was so excited when my granddaughter asked me to ride across the desert with her, knowing that Vabysmo improves vision and delivers a chance for up to 4 months between treatments.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active-eye-swelling, or are allergic to it. Vabysmo could cause eye infection, retinal detachment, temporary increase in eye pressure, an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke, or severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. Report changes to vision or eye pain to your doctor or retina specialist right away.
Now I've got my sights set on the road ahead. Open up your world with Vabysmo.
The #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for wet AMD. Ask your retina specialist about Vabysmo. Credit One Bank presents Miss Payne. She's a credit record. Because more often than not, she misses her hitting things. And each one of misses can stay on her credit report for up to 7 years. If only she would set up auto pay, she'd never miss a payment again. Don't like missed payments. Instead, learn how to avoid the records at creditrecords.com. Credit One Bank for what's ahead.
You guys, Wendy's has new Biggie deals starting at just $4. So now you can decide how big you want to go, which is kind of beautiful. I'm not compensating, they're compensating. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's. So fast, just smile and say, switch to T-Mobile in just 15 minutes and get an iPhone 17 on that.
That switch to T-Mobile in 13 minutes. And
What they're trying to say is you can switch to T-Mobile and get iPhone 17 on us, and one now we'll pay off the old phone up at $800. Why can't we just say cheese?
Okay, cheap.
Plus, save up to 20% versus the other big guys by getting built-in benefits letting you access. A NASCAR fastest never fast.
And we're back. 67 laps to go.
We start out, William Byron go for that 3-feet, number 6 cars involved in this on lap 5.
Yeah, Jay the Cloud had some sort of suspension break, and then just a few laps later, it is saved by Kyle Busch, actually with an assist for Frank Keselowski just on his inside. Both of those cars were able to go.
Smith is first stage with Ford. He closed out stage 1. I'm going to stage 2 more. So a whole 9 cars involved in this round. Late in stage 2, the big one.
There's going to be another big wreck at some point. But based off what just happened, they may play nice for a while.
About 70% of the cars have some sort of damage, and we'll know in the next 20 laps or so how severe that damage is on the cars. You know, a lot of times it looks bad and it doesn't drive bad. Other times it doesn't look that bad. The car's undrivable. Bubba Wallace in great position there, missed that wreck. He's really good at these side tracks. I think to see him win at Daytona 500. And then his teammate right behind him, second at stage 49. Well, 49 has been really good all day long as well.
Yeah, I mean, that weather, there is rain moving into the area in the next hour. Will it be a factor? It's more of a sense of urgency. Let's see what our guys think with the race mix presented by Arby. Mike?
All right, Cliff, you're up.
It's my turn first?
Sure.
Didn't give this one to me, guys. It's an automatic. It's a 12 car. I'm staying with him, Ryan Blaney. Well, we started that way today. So, Team 12. Team 12.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe that. Nope.
What?
Well, 21 years of trying for that English. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to get back to front, but he could find a way to do it. And if he does, I think it'd be a very popular way.
I agree. I'd be happy for you.
Yeah,
I think a lot of it depends on how much damage he has with that car. So it just came off the road again.
All right, we'll see. Those are our picks. 1 to go to begin stage 3. Bubba Wallace, Corey Heim, the rookie and Truck Series champion. Zane Smith, Chris Buescher. In that backup car, he's done a tremendous job with that car today. In 4th place. And we've got a bunch of drivers topping off here on this last question before they win.
Larry, why would they be doing that? Is this weather starting to become a thing? And we're going to start strategizing around this? Reason there, right there, topping off.
Once again, go back to the top of the show. If they do make a stop, shorten that stop up until they got a little more fuel.
Working backwards, putting themselves in a position to have a full tank now, get it up the track position now. Hopefully on that last pit stop, you gain by having to put less fuel in their car for the very end of the race, which means less time on pit road.
All right, here's Corey Heim's radio.
All right, Corey. I want you to hold your position. I want you to hold your position. Use it as little long as possible, but you're not on 40%. That's a little tight halfway. You want your can to stay where you're at. Put as little long as you can.
Yeah, this third stage is 5 laps longer than the previous 2 stages.
I'm going to put you up front, all these guys behind you, but I need you to do it part throttle. How are you going to do it? Well, that's a great question. It's not very easy. You're going to get wide.
Now, Busch Light's going to go away $500 with every lap that ends in a 1. That's $20,000 total during the Daytona 500. Follow at Busch Beer on social media. Enter my comment at hashtag Busch Dash for Cash. Hashtag sweepstakes for your chance to win.
It's about 6 laps.
Yes.
7 laps.
And then every Heim and Toyotas, Smith and Buescher and Fords, Bunch and Bell and Toyotas, Custer is the first.
And you were going to agree.
Do not sleep on Chris Buescher. A 17 car, backup car, all the way from Dead Wax. Draft here. Right where he needs to be. Bringing a whole new group of players up in the front since we had that accident. Now we may see some of those guys cycle back forward. Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher.
Right, it was my fault. I didn't have it on Cole County's Facebook page. I had it on the YouTube channel. I just switched it to the Facebook page for Cole County. My bad. So 64 to go. Mike Fuji says, hey, yo, Adrian. Thanks for tuning in, Fuji. No, he's not a NASCAR fan. So now's when business is going to pick up. You're going to see guys wheeling and dealing. Guys are going to be a lot more aggressive this stage. I just don't think they're going to be able to run 3 wide like this the whole way. He says, give Goose my best. I will. They're going 3 wide again. And you've seen how this works. When they've gone 3 wide, there's been 2 wrecks. But I get it. This is going to pick up. We're 63 laps away. I don't agree with it. I think it's too aggressive. This is way too aggressive with 63 laps to go. Bubba Wallace is out front. I just think for these guys, this is just way too aggressive racing with 60 laps left. Just waiting for another accident because it's coming.
Do exactly what he's doing on Sunday. That's running at the front of cup races. So he's going to take advantage of the 12 races that he's got in this cup car this year and everything else here and there. I think this is this is where he belongs. Racing right here on Sunday. Proven it. Salad a good driver, and I agree. It's kind of a shame he doesn't have a full-time ride anything this year, but of course that will change. Now, there's some bubble what's on you. That's bubble. Front row middle. Wow, they're higher. The 20 vehicle recovery. I know we can have the top, and we can have the top. We'll just take middle, cover the great player, put over the middle of the 17. Managing all this traffic at 182 miles an hour. To Toyota for that all-out racing segment. Denny Hamlin's had a significant impact on Toyota racing throughout his career. Here's what that 20-year legacy means to him. Yeah, been part of some of the big milestone victories, the 200 Toyota lane and the winningest driver in Toyota history. While I really cherish that title, I hope that it gets broken one day. They've got some great young guys coming up through the ranks. You know, such a great feeling to be part of this family and something I definitely don't take for granted. And again, we're currently in the 12th place. How do you manage this? It's pretty cute, Kevin, if you're on the front row. You put all 3 of them up front and lower those lines up. All 3 Camrys on the front row, that's exactly how you can manage to slow the field down and preserve fuel. Yeah, if I'm the 17 and Chris Chris Busher up, trying to get up right on the back bumper of those guys and trying to push them as hard as I can. But it looks like they're content to try to save fuel and do the things that they need to do as well. So, but it's not easy. Well, look what it does, though. You can see that they're doing that because the pack is gridlocked all the way back through there. Look at the lap times 48.90. That's a second off of where they were before. We know we've seen the pack do a 46, way off the pace right there. So great management of collecting all three cars 3 wide on the front row and slowing us back down. And here's, the old trick where you're supposed to be rubbing your belly and your head at the same time, and if you do all that, well, typically you're just driving straight ahead and trying to hold the thing wide open. But when you start having to look in the mirror, drive straight, and manage that throttle to try to save fuel to have that extra link in there, I think you'd struggle with that. Well, I wish everybody could have seen me struggling with it, trying to explain that. But my point is that John has another way into everything that's going on when you're used to doing one thing, because you're having to look backwards as going forward to make sure that those guys aren't just going to be on that back bumper they hard and spin you out. So the strategy of all of these things is really, really difficult to do from a driver's standpoint. Earlier, Jamie Little caught up with Michael Jordan. Talked to him about having 4 horses with a chance to win this race.
Got 4 horses out there. How do you keep tabs on all 4 for 500 miles?
I'll be watching. I will. I'll be changing the channel, listening quite a bit. I mean, we got a couple of young kids that are learning, got a couple of veterans that are going to be up front. But I think we have a good team. We have good leaders, and hopefully one of the 4. I take any one of the 4 to win, but I want to see us at the end, all 4 cars, which is very difficult, especially at a race like this. You just need to hold the game. But if we can put ourselves in a good position, that's all I could ever ask for.
Well, 2 of those cars are up front with Hine and Wallace leading this pack. Check this out. This is exactly what Larry Mack is telling us. Look at the management of the safeties, that is. That's half draw from backing this pack up.
Yeah, I think that one of the other hard things that's really difficult when you talk about looking in the mirror, trying to control the pace, trying to make sure your foot is in the right spot. You've got a number on your dash. This percentage right here is on your dash. And so not only are you trying to look at the mirror, you're trying to look at the dash and manage that number, because you know that this could make or break winning the Daytona 500 if you don't put yourself in the right spot. So difficult from the driver's standpoint to be able to manage all the details of things that are going on to put you in the right spot to have a chance to win.
$55 laps to go. We'll start crunching some numbers. When we come back, give you an idea of what you can expect. So this race goes 3.
No way they're going to be able to run the rest of the race. Running 3 wide like this.
Chicken al pastor is back at Chipotle. It's where fire meets flavor, where heat meets pineapple sweet, where chicken meets the sizzle of the grill, and where fans meet their favorite. Chicken al pastor, where fire meets flavor.
We knew our last turbo was going to be incredible. We didn't know the hot tub was broken, but thanks to
pretty wide.
24/7 live support,
Not
we
gonna last.
better place, better hot tub.
For Dad?
That's been a wall behind these each lane.
Did you know? Give Robo.
Hello? Whoa. Oh, we're getting 85 looks
Some
here.
other guys
We
that were up front earlier. Kyle Busch is buried in 23rd, it looked like it said. Well, he was back in 20th. Gano's back in the pack too. Hamlin's back up there. Think maybe some guys are content on running where they are, but the top 4 cars are all Toyotas. And they're sort of controlling the race right now. Not moving anywhere, they're not going anywhere. Nobody's making any sort of move. I think with 52 laps left, they're just sort of tend to run where they are until somebody gets antsy. Again, Super Bowl watch party here, early evening sports buffet with the Ginch at Goose's Monte Crystal Lounge. Back on this on the Polk County Entertainment Network. Thanks to anybody who's tuning in live, NASCAR fans out there.
To go. Pit stop. And still 3 Toyotas now on the lowest way on and Christopher Bell. Field of Bay. Flag giving away $20,000 in total prize money during the 500 ball at this year on social media. Enter by commenting with hashtag wish that for cash, hashtag sweepstakes to your chance to win big. Jimmy Johnson there, moving up into the top, close to the top 10, 14th right now, after getting the free pass back at lap 124.
Yeah, and we saw Jimmy. He's been the test pilot this week. He's taking his time, trying to put himself in a position to be a contender in this one late in the race. So we've seen him. He was third in the 500.
Yeah, last year, 2-time Daytona 500 winner. 2 cars right behind Jimmy. Here's AJ Allmendinger of Celsius onboard cam on board his calling Chevrolet. And Eric Jones, the Advent Healthcare, on board his number 43. Saw Richard McCain earlier, fellow who made that number famous with 7 Daytona 500 victories. So Bell, Wallace, Heimel, Toyota, Colt Custer, the 41. Haas factory team, remember they were Ford last year. They are Chevrolet this year, and they are the highest Chevrolet in this race. Here's his radio.
I think try to make a little more here. Whatever you can do there.
I don't think you're giving up any spots. There's nowhere to go.
Right behind him, Ryan Priest, who got a lot of laps on Thursday night, and kind of helped dictate this fuel-saving strategy. Because when he went nearly 25 laps of Thursday's race under green, his stop was several seconds longer than everybody else, and he felt from contention. Of course, everyone took notice.
And he hasn't been in contention today, but I think with all the carnage, I think this race to win is wide open. And we know that Ryan said that he struggled after that car wreck to get the speed out of it that he wanted. So with everything that's happened, I really think that this race has the potential to have anybody win.
And I'm glad you said that, Kevin. I was trying to do some homework here. All right. Chevrolet started with 19 cars.
48 to go.
Straight the numbers, right? Toyota Ford. Now, basically got 13 Chevrolets out there, 9 Toyotas, and much more even across the board and even this playing field, as you say.
And some of those Chevrolets are torn up. So I think if you look towards the front of this pack, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see 6 of the Toyotas in the top 13.
Still running pretty wide.
That's what I'm saying. The double still Chevrolets by far. It took them a lot. That's right. Look at the lap times and the laps to go. Really, Max calculators, but running overtime.
Mike, I don't have a playbook. It's more like an encyclopedia right now because the window is open. They're coming to 47 to go. The window's open. Should we get a caution? But if we stay green, remember, most everybody did it at lap 131, several topped off at 133, 134. With the way they're running the throttle right now, you should be able to go somewhere between 15 to 20 to go should we stay green. So why are they saving fuel right here? I do think they want to run it long, but I go back to the same theme we've had all day long. The more you save, the shorter that last trip to pit road will be. And a little update on the weather, it's about a third of the way across the state of Florida right now. I think we're good to go.
Okay. This is the narrowest part of the Florida Peninsula area. I hope you're right. 47 laps to go. 21 different leaders, and 7 of the last 9 500s. The eventual winner didn't lead the race until just now.
Commercial, be right back.
A turn back time on your engine with Valvoline Restore Protect Motor Oil.
Stir on three wide.
Chance to win a trip to the FIFA World Cup 26 final with your next Valvoline oil change. Enter today at ValvolineWorldCup.com.
This is NASCAR. So good. It's covered by just 1 second on the racetrack. That's how close it is in this Daytona 500. Even the last car on the lead lap is only 1.8 seconds off the lead. With 43 to go.
Well, it's quite the sight to see, and so many different elements to digest here as we get towards the end of this race. And you just hope that your driver is doing a good job and you're calculating everything that you need to correctly. Josh?
Well, Justin Allgaier's day comes to an end too early. You had a chance to see it back. What was your takeaway from what happened there?
Unfortunately, I'm gonna take 100% responsibility for that one. I hate if everybody got caught up in it. It just really stinks. I felt like our number 40 trailer was Chevrolet was incredible all day. Great guys and this whole team have done a phenomenal job of building a race car that we felt like you come here and not only run up front but lead laps. And, I got to the top there and I watched the run coming on the top, but then I thought he was gonna push. I felt like that the lane was closed up just enough that he wouldn't try to go out there. When I realized he was going to go out there, it was just too late. And once we kind of, the air just got on the right rear spoiler, it just kept me turning to the right. And I hate everybody that got caught out there because it wasn't what we wanted, but hats off to Dylan Jr., Kelly Hart Miller, everybody at Junior Motorsports for this opportunity. We're going to have Tyler Whiskey back, have Chris Stapleton here. It was great to be off my money in the day 500. And all of our partners, the Hendrick Industries, we had big power today, and that was really what it came down to. So we'll go back, I'll regroup. Well, I'll watch this video back a lot and really try to figure out what I could have done better. I hated that everybody got front, like I said, but I'm going to save a lot of solace in the fact that we had a fast race car. We're going in front.
Thanks, Justin.
It's Josh at the Abbott Healthcare Center. All right, 41 laps to go. In 2016, Denny Hamlin was 25th at this point in the race. He had on the victory lane. All right, Larry, I got a question for you. We're going around here. We know what's happening. It's just like a horse race. We got the reins pulled back on them, especially with these 3 Camrys home. Everybody saving fuel for this last stop. My question is, if everybody's on that same strategy of trying to make that last stop the shortest, these guys in the back are never going to be able to beat the track position. It's going to put pressure on the drivers to get into pit road, don't slide the tires in and out of the box, all of that. But don't you think some of these guys with no track position are going to try to gamble here and get in front of those guys? I mean, if you follow the leader, that's what you're doing, right?
No, Clint, it's a fair question. And I totally agree with what you're saying, but it's going to take 6, 7, or 8 cars to be on that page. And I think that's where it becomes a challenge. And then if they do come to pit road early, short pitting and try to get an advantage, they've got to be mistake free. They can't get disconnected. And that can be a challenge in this racetrack.
Well, behind on the bottom, back to the lead. The last time a number 67 led this many laps in a NASCAR Cup race, Jim Reed, Thompson, Connecticut, 1951. That car number has never yet made it to victory lane. Absolutely, maybe today. Regan?
Well, Mike, when we do get to those final pit stops, all the pressure will be on the fuelers. Tyler Sunke, fueler for Chase Elliott, the most valuable pit crew from 1 year ago. How do you get over the wall and make that timing just right to get your driver to the quickest stop? Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. I think right now it's just got to be both the best, and I think we'll do okay. Like I can tell you, Tyler played football at Kansas University. It's a good thing. These fuel cans, 108 pounds that they got to carry over the wall.
14 gallons for fuel can this year. That's the new capacity. 3 by 3 by 3. As they continue to stretch out the fuel mileage, it's all going to come down to the final stop and the one checker flag to win this Daytona 5.
The commercial is getting boring.
First bite should be all set.
Or sadly, they're going on progressive. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the right caption to post about this.
Maybe something like, I have protection just in your life.
What about that emoji with the shock face?
Or maybe flooded with emotion. That's too much. Try to Tuesdays of credit. You know, technically, you're not supposed to everything that happens online.
Oh, your life is meaningless in that application, am I right?
Bush guy, old and smooth survival skills. If red touches yellow, it'll kill a fellow. But if blue touches white, it's white. Head for the mountains. Later.
What she call her? Oh, yeah, she said the twins needed.
Yeah, that's the idea. They're very different.
Oh, it's a spa.
The right mountains are as absurd as the thing.
Love your plugin for boost your more scent control? Meet the Febreze Flex Scent Booster. Enjoy the same 50 days of continuous scents for Febreze Plug, including a cord for flexible placement options and a boost button for improvement.
$7.99 has 3 sides, not just one.
They're in pretty wide. Yeah, I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Down there, 37 laps to go. They're still going to have to pit. So we'll see how the pit stops go. And yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah.
It's Dylan.
So there are now guys that are making some moves, trying to break up what the front three were doing by holding the pack back. Cole Custer's up there now. Busher, Freeze. They've sort of shuffled the Toyotas back, and business is starting to pick up. Usually when they come in and pit for the last pit stop, you'll see within the last 20 laps when it's really going to pick up.
Series Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series back for 400 miles, drafted at 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Our new player up front on the outside, Cole Custer Chevrolet, against Bubba Wallace's Toyota and Christopher Bell's Toyota. We'll see if things shape up. Now, looking at the middle, 5 cars back. That's the 6 up Brad Keselowski, and he is not happy with this current state of events.
I think we got all these guys in our way, but or the middle,
Four Fords in a row in the middle, behind Bubba Wallace's Toyota.
Well, we're with you, Brad. Let's push that thing forward. Let's go.
Well, if you stay, again, that's why I mentioned that and asked Larry about it. If you stay following suit here, you're going to be in trouble when they pit. You're not going to pit any faster than they are because everybody's saving the same fuel.
34 laps to go in 2023. Ricky Stenhouse was 19th at this stage in the race.
So what he
won.
What he wants them to do is have him push Bubba out there, out front, and get a run, and then spit him out, put him in the other lane, and line all those Fords up and get them. It's a good play.
Clint, you've been in this position. You're 10 rows back right in the middle of all this. What's your mindset right this minute?
You're starting to panic. You really are starting to panic, and that's exactly what he's talking about. I'm gridlocked. No different stuck in traffic on 77 in Charlotte. How am I going to get to where I'm going?
Well, when you're that far back, you're really at the mercy of everybody else.
Well, here's one of those drivers, Noah Rexon, number 4. Roadblocks, he says. No?
We've been there.
Yeah, and right now, Chris Buescher doesn't want to move lanes because he has all those Fords lined up behind him. So he's got a gap big enough to start changing lanes and start breaking free right there. But he's also got all those guys lined up behind him that he knows he needs to keep behind him.
You're not going to have very many more laps to go. You're not have to worry about it. You're going to have to start finding the bottom.
That was to the Sacred Hit Road. Down an off pace, down on the bottom of the racetrack. Former winner of the 500, 5 laps back.
Well, when this thing breaks loose, it's going to be wild. And we saw what one little mistake can make it just such a big mess earlier when Justin Allgaier and Denny Hamlin got together. But this is gonna get to pit road, and now you're gonna put a lot of pressure on the drivers to get in and out of the pit box, to pit road, off pit road, and also every one of those crew guys putting that fuel in the cars.
Outside lane, look at cars 4 and 5. Here's Cody Ware coming back to the front. Here's Zane Smith, won the first stage. He's coming back to the front. They're all trying to find a way to get themselves in position for this final stop, to be in a position to steal the Daytona 500.
And how about Cole Custer up there? You've mentioned him a couple times, but they've kept themselves up in the front of this pack. We've seen that 41 car win some races in the past, but Cole.
30 laps to go. It's getting kind of boring now because you can't do anything, can't go anywhere.
Seventeenth at this stage in the race. Even back Daytona 500.
For the drivers getting ready to start pitting, you're going to start thinking about, okay, what lane am I in? And you're going to have to be in that bottom lane. If you're in that top lane right now and your spotter starts saying, all right, we got 2 laps. When he said that to me and I'm in the top lane, I'm panicked.
That's right. And I think that's why you're going to see Bubba Wallace probably elect to quit blocking that Ford train and get down to the bottom with his teammates here before you know it.
Thursday night, we had an interesting situation with green flag pit stops and cars stopping in small groups because coming back up onto the track and trying to merge with traffic in turn number 2 produced what on the highway would be a really dangerous situation. Look at the closing rates and the speed differential on as cars tried to merge back together into traffic and speed.
Yeah, and you want to create that serpentine, so you say one high, one low, so that that group of called that line of cars has to kind of zig and zag through the group so they're not nose to tail, and it breaks the momentum, and then you're able to stop the momentum of that group and join them. So it all depends how many of these guys are going to come together. Are we going to see? At the beginning of the race when they played on the green, we saw some 4 and 5 car groups. So how many?
Something's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. You can just feel it's brewing.
Especially with the Daytona 500. Everybody wants to win this race, so they're willing to take more chances than
All still up front. Everyone's gonna start and getting aggravated.
Checker getting projecting as we get close to pit stops. That's right. Well, there's a Freddie Kraft, this longtime star. Well, Custer got a little spilled up there.
much. You saw Paul Custer kind of get a little spoiler right there when Freddie Ware got into the back bumper. Ryan Priest got into the back bumper of his car right there. And I'm not saying that they got lazy earlier, but you can get lazy and make a bad block or make a bad push when somebody's trying to lift out of the throttle to you can expect. So you always got to keep your guard up. You can't let your guard down in these situations because you can still get yourself tore up. You're still running, 185, 190 miles an hour. Such a great point. All right, that's going to show me. That's what I was looking for. Bubba finally pulled down in that ball lane in front of the Toyotas. Let's see if this is a lap. And that's definitely my strategy. So I can think about hitting at least 4 Toyotas. 25 laps to go. Last year, William Byron was 23rd with 25 laps to go. And won the Daytona 500 for the second time in a row. Not this time. Out there quite a bit, there, Kevin. Thanks, fans. Snag a $1 slice of your classic chicken sandwich with purchase today and tomorrow. Using promo code DAYTONA.
Here's the Goose Man.
Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good to see you.
25 laps to go.
25 laps?
Yep.
Looks like 422. The one thing about NASCAR that I down through the years, geez, I'm 73 years old, so the cars were really bland. I mean, the colors, dynamic colors of the different cars. Who's leading the pack?
Bubba Wallace. Everybody still has to pit one more time, though.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to get dicey.
Look at that crowd.
Yeah, they got a good crowd this year.
How many cars? Do you know how many cars are in?
Used to be 43. Now it's like 39 or 40. Some of them been knocked out of the race by accidents and stuff. But there's still a good 30 cars there.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, look how tight they are. Huh?
Yeah, 3 wide, 185 miles an hour.
185?
Sure.
What's the big thing? They draft, right? If
They do draft. They draft on super speedways, Daytona, Talladega, and Atlanta.
Yeah.
So the guys pulling the train. Well, right now they're probably only running 60% of the throttle because they're trying to save fuel. But there's 23 to go. They're all going to have to pit soon. So probably within like the next 5 to 8 laps, they're all going to pit at some point.
So it's the pit crew. It comes down to the efficiency of the pit crew.
Yeah.
What are you drinking here?
It's non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't drink anymore. Last 30 laps, it's been sort of boring. They're just sort of content to run where they're running. But some of the guys in the back are starting to get a little aggravated because there's nowhere to go. You're sort of stuck where you're running. Just like on the highway when you're running behind somebody and there's 10 cars in front of you that are all doing the same.
Yeah. Man, they got three in a row.
3 lanes going, yep.
Wow. Any women?
Not this year, no.
No.
There's been in the past though. Danica Patrick.
Yeah.
Shirley Muldowney, way back in the day.
But there's not any recent ones.
No. Not at this level.
I remember going to the Reading racetrack, Reading, Pennsylvania, the little Toby Tobias and Earhart. And I used to sit on the 1, 2, 3, the fourth turn.
Okay.
The fourth turn, and my face was so dirty afterwards. It looked like I'd been in a mud fight.
I've seen people's hats get blown off in the stands because they get too close.
There's still a racetrack around here, though, isn't there? Over in
Yeah, I just don't remember the name of it. Grand something. Silver, over by Bally, above Bally.
yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Gilbertsville. I could hear them at nighttime during the summer. Who are these guys? Man.
See, fifth in that line, right from another Toyota.
Some of them are coming. They hand out the window. That means they're coming to the pits.
It's going to be a barn burner.
It's going to get interesting now. 20 laps left.
Here they come.
4 of them coming. There's a guy in the back. That's 5.
I'd hate to be the guy that does the miscalculation. And say,
It's happened.
yeah, you can go one more lap.
And then you run out of fuel.
They run out of fuel.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming today, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Again, the Goose Man.
Appreciate
Goose is Monte Cristo Lounge tobacconist.
Limerick, Pennsylvania.
Limerick, Pennsylvania. Best cigar stores around.
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
smoke your CLE?
I did.
Good.
I did. And these guys are way too spread out.
Yeah, look at that. They're all in the pits, huh?
These guys just pitted on the bottom screen here. They're all Toyotas. And all these guys are single file now at the front.
Okay.
They still have to come to pit road. You'll start seeing hands come out the window.
Second different leader in Daytona 500, and that ties the all-time record.
Well, you know, cigarette companies used to be big sponsors.
Oh, yeah.
Tobacco.
Used to be.
They eliminated tobacco.
Used to be the Winston Cup Series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even the chewing tobacco like Red Man and
Skull.
yeah, Skull in Copenhagen, they're
Yep.
gone, right?
Yeah. More tobacco sponsors. Well, they just Kyle Busch, the number 8 car. It's some sort of nicotine pouch now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have 17 to go. Up in front, they're running single file, which means that they're gonna come to the pit soon.
You should have a marijuana sponsor. Driver could be high. Yeah.
Put your symbol right on the side of the car, look good.
Yeah.
Goose's CBD oil.
Yeah, the driver wouldn't know when the hell, it would seem like it's a 2-day race.
Here they come.
And we do sell CBD in Hampton, and a guy came in the other day. And on the side entrance where Sonny's is, I have a poster that says, you know, the healthy alternatives. We sell healthy alternatives. And on the top is the name for my hemp company. It's Goose's CBD and hemp bar.
Okay.
Some guy comes in the other day and he says, "You got a lot of guts putting healthy on a poster that has a tobacco stick." I said to him, "Evidently, you don't know how to read." If they go back and read what it says on the, it doesn't say Goose's Tobacco. It says Goose's CBD and hemp. Right? I tell you, people are always looking for trouble. So they were supposed to have weather issues at the beginning. Did they have any
Well,
weather?
they bumped the start time up like an hour.
Oh, did they?
Because the weather's coming, but they'll get the race in, no problem. The weather's still like an hour and a half away. We only got 14 laps to go. All these guys have to pit yet.
You think 500 miles, if you were to drive 500 miles, the Pennsylvania Turnpike is 360.
Mhm.
So you'd have to go another 140 miles into Ohio.
Yeah.
That's a long day.
Yeah.
Blown away how fast.
Yeah.
They are gonna, can't believe it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, if I drove 185 miles an hour in a straight shot, it wouldn't be a long day. That's some more guys pitted, so the cars are going to get a little spread out here.
You know, they should become more like hockey. You know, they cut in front of each other, get out of the car and start wailing on each other. They get a lot more fans. Well, they got a lot more, they got fans anyway. Look at that, stands are crowded.
All these guys should be coming in.
These guys here?
All the
Oh, yeah,
Chevrolets,
look at-
these
look
guys are all Fords.
Yeah.
So the Chevrolets pitted together. These guys are Fords. They have not pitted yet, which is really pushing it.
He's not losing as much time as I actually thought they were going to do. Is now you're seeing that circle.
Now they're getting aggressive. Look at it.
Yeah. Well, 12 laps to go. You're going to see some guys getting stupid.
Yeah, they're inches from, if not bumping each other.
From 22 and now that'd be as pretty.
There's no construction on here though.
Yeah. And those guys on the inside, are they laggers? Or are they?
No, they came out of the pits. And it takes a good 2 laps for these cars to get up to speed. So now all the Fords just pitted. Some guys are just taking gas like these two just did. They just flash and go to top off their fuel tanks. No tires or anything. These guys are going to get overtaken like really quick. They're just coming off pit road and they're not together. So these guys are going to blow by them. So they're just going to blow by them. There's going to be a wreck. There's going to be another. There's going to be another wreck.
The yellow one is like backing up into them.
is up there.
You know, when I was with John Middleton and we did a lot of business down south.
Mhm.
And I'd walk into offices of buyers of convenience stores or sellers. And one guy's office was nothing but NASCAR. Nothing but NASCAR. You know, memorabilia, swag. And Skull and Copenhagen would take these buyers and they'd take them down to the racetracks and put them in a car. And it was like the thrill of their life to get into a car and go around a racetrack at 180 miles an hour.
Yeah, when it was Daytona, it was in 2002. They've got a ride-along program, and I did the ride-along program. We did like 175 miles an hour, and I was in the passenger side seat, and I almost shit my pants. Oh, yep, I figured something was going to happen. I told you, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to punch everybody back up, and this is going to be a dash to the finish.
You called it. How many laps to go?
9.
9? This is a paint job on that.
We're under caution, ladies and gentlemen. Goose, tell the folks out there what you have coming up, what kind of deals you have, what kind. I know you got the poker deal.
Every third Thursday of the month, we have a Monte Cristo Texas Hold'em poker event. It's all legal. We request you to buy $40 worth of out to the cigars, but you don't have to do that to make it legal. So we usually get between 12 and 20 players.
Okay.
And we call it the quest for the fedora, the Monte Cristo fedora hat.
Okay.
Which here, I'll show you.
He's going to get the fedora hat, ladies and gentlemen. They're showing the replay. Does he just get loose on his own? Somebody got in the back of somebody got in the back of somebody knows somebody, and it's usually what happens going 185 miles an hour.
Use the fedora.
There's the fedora.
There's the fedora.
There you go. That's
This
the,
we call
that's the trophy.
Juan Valdez. Yeah, so
Like Anthony Hopkins at the end of
yes.
Silence of the Lambs.
So so we gather at 5 o'clock on Thursday. I think Thursday's date is the 19th.
Okay.
And we start play at 6.
Okay.
Tom Stroud is here. And he's like the head dealer and the
Okay.
head motivator, and we usually go till like 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 for a winner.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We even have at the end of a year, 12 months, we're going to have a big tournament of the winners.
Okay.
The people that have won the fedora. It's called the Fedora, Monte Cristo Fedora Club. Here we go.
My pick to win the race is officially done.
Is it?
Yep. Yep. My favorite driver's still in it. So.
Who's that?
Ryan Blaney, the number 12 Ford. He's still in it.
How long have you been following NASCAR?
My cousin, God rest his soul, took me to my first race in 1975.
Oh, wow.
So this will be my 52nd year of watching NASCAR. Still some tracks I want to go to. Never been to Charlotte. I've never been to Bristol. Those are still on the bucket list. I've been to Talladega. I've been to Daytona. I've been to Darlington. I've been to Pocono. I've been to Dover, but it's been 40 years since I've been to Dover.
What's up in Nazareth?
There used to be a track in Nazareth, but it hasn't been for like the longest time. Yeah. Used to go to the Saturday night races at Dorney Park. Dorney Park used to have a dirt track. When they paved it, it was macadam. And then good 30 years. It's no more. Mahoning Valley up in Jim Thorpley Heighton area. Mahoning Valley's still up there. That's still a dirt track.
And my dad, the traffic manager, now they call it logistics manager for Bachman Pretzels in Reading.
Okay.
And he gave David Penske is located in Reading. He gave David Penske his first leasing.
Okay. Cool.
David would always give him tickets to go up to see Nazareth.
Okay.
But my dad or me, we always gave them away. We never went, which I regret because.
Yeah, the Andretti's are from Nazareth.
Yeah.
Still live there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The whole Andretti clan. I think they've got houses near each other. Michael, Mario, and well, Barbie was the daughter, Barbie Andretti's daughter. I think she still lives up there.
Is Nazareth considered part of the Lehigh Valley, or is that?
Yeah, Nazareth, Easton, Bethlehem, Allentown, all the burbs.
Those are the last 500s. Well, that's what's at stake. The High General Trophy. Biggest single day prize in stock car racing. Only Byron.
Daytona 500.
Yep. The trophy. You get to put your name on the trophy. And then oh yeah, cash. But it gets divvied down. I'm sure the driver gets so much, the pit crew will get so much.
Are they under the yellow flag now?
They are. Yep. The total purse is just over 31 million. The winner is expected to take home $2 million.
So I wanted to be a professional bowler at one point. I really love bowling.
Yeah,
so I think the number one bowler makes about $22,000 a year. I think the 100th best golfer makes more than the number one bowler.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
Still, he is several of these big sacks and somehow still have.
This is where it's going to get ugly.
It's going to get ugly.
This will be fun.
It's going to get real ugly because guys are going to start making moves and doing whatever they have to do to win. See ya.
Rob, just go out the front door. Thank you.
Now, before pit stops begin, Michael Dowell was 31st, last car on the lead line. He did not stop, but now it will restart from the front row with a chance to win the 500. I love it, and that's what kind of excited about before.
Good. I'll be right back.
Yep.
This going to work.
Right there.
Yeah. Second place will get $1.2 million. Ladies and gentlemen, the 40th place driver receives $275,000 just for finishing last. So if you have a young boy out there, get him into driving. 30 lead lap cars. My boy's stuck in 18th. I'm probably going to say he's not going to win. My pick to win was Hamlin. I would say anybody who is 15th on up, has a chance to win. Logano is still in there. He runs well here. Kyle Busch is his 21st try. He's still in it. 5 to go, ladies and gentlemen. 5 to go. All hell's about to break loose. Four to go. Yep.
What's the green flag? What is that? Oh, to go.
Green's to go. So now we got 4 to go. Guys are going to start making moves now if they can. Woo-hoo. My boy is not going to win the race. You see, guys, and my boy goes to the top, trying to form that third lane. Come on, Chief.
Is that him at the head of? Guy just in front of him.
Way over here, guy went in front of him. They're
Yeah.
trying to form that.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was just a little late to that move. He was actually wanting to stay behind the 45 car and kind of.
Gonna have to make some moves now. We got 3 to go.
Two Chevys lined up top.
2 Chevys.
I was telling you about Logano. He started 13th on the restart.
He's in third.
My guy is buried in the pack. There is going to be an accident. Somebody's going to tap somebody.
Loose off the corner. Rosenbar's swapping back and forth, looking for a hold as he shoots to the bottom. Here comes Tyler Riddick in that middle lane. And here comes the bottom lane, William Byron. With Brad Keselowski, one of the best pushers in this whole sport. Behind Byron. First pusher behind him.
He's out way too far.
I don't know. Look at this, Ryan. Look at it.
Stuck down on that bottom lane. Eric Jones coming around the outside. With help, here they come to the white flag. It's
1 to go. Here they come.
Oh,
jeez. Oh. Oh. Now will they keep going or?
Yeah, they're still green.
Stuck in the middle.
Elliott. He went to the outside.
Go low. Go low.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, wins. Holy crap.
The only lap that you have to leave. What a great job there, Mike.
I said all hell was going to break loose.
Holy mackerel.
Stewart goes to victory lane with Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, they got to clean up in aisle 4. They got a lot of cars to clean up.
And for the fourth time in history, the top 500 leads only the final lap. Look at that feeling.
That was good. That was
good.
exciting.
I was gonna leave him. Now, I don't think he's good.
What's that?
I was gonna leave. I didn't want to keep you guys. That was definitely working.
Yeah, it was. So now he's doing donuts.
Yep.
Front door works.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Nice to meet
Thank you, sir.
too.
Thank you. JD, right? Is that JD? Is that?
And that's how we're ready to do. We talked about it in the pre-race. I got more last year with everything that was going on. We expect these guys to be winners.
Oh, boy.
Hammer expect these guys to be winners, and now they have won the biggest race in NASCAR.
Parks it on the start finish line. Shrapnel everywhere. Look at the carnage. Oh, yes. That's quite a debris field from what happened. But there is your Daytona 500 champion, Tyler Reddick.
My boy finished 26th, by the way. So your top 10 finishers: in 10th, Bubba Wallace. 9th was Josh Berry. 8th was Riley Herbst. 7th was Chris Buescher. 6th was Zane Smith. 5th was Brad Keselowski. Chase Elliott crossed the line 4th. Logano was 3rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 2nd. Tyler Reddick 1st. Congratulations to Tyler Reddick on the win. There were 60 laps there that were boring. Didn't like the last 10 laps there, but what are you going to do? Congratulations, Tyler Reddick. Thus, we'll end the watch party, almost 4 hours. I want to thank to Mr. Goose here. Goose is Monte Cristo Lounge and Tobacconist. Thanks to everybody that tuned in live. Anybody who was going to check out a replay. Tomorrow, here on the Cole County Entertainment Network, another edition of Early Evening Sports Buffet with the Ginch. Go over some Olympic stuff. NBA's on break, NHL's on break. It might be a quick show, but I will hopefully be live tomorrow around 7 o'clock. Again, thanks to everybody that tunes in live. Not a lot of questions or comments. I'm sure everybody was enjoying the race. Again, for the most part, not a bad race. Like I said, the last 10, 15 laps were kind of garbage, but you'll get that. So with all that being said, thanks to everybody that tunes in. So I have one thing left for me to do, and that's for Dandy Don Meredith to take me out. And again, thanks to the Goose Man. I'll see you tomorrow. Yep.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.